Hello and welcome to the daily English news program in Azərbaycan Television with the most important events of the day. I'm your host, Rəsmi. As a result of the failed policy pursued by Armenia, the occupying country every day is getting more and more cornered and becomes an insignificant actor in geopolitical processes. And in the post-war period, vague political moves and speculations of the Armenian government, based mainly on demagoguery, give a boomerang effect. On the basis of the lawsuit brought by Armenia against Azerbaijan in September, a meeting of the International Court of Justice was held, and the groundless claims of the country against Azerbaijan were not satisfied. Armenia again found itself in a shameful situation in the international arena.
For 30 years, during the military aggression of Armenia against Azerbaijan, the requirements of international humanitarian law were grossly violated. Contrary to the rules of war, the civilian population was taken hostage and in most cases killed. During this period, Armenia committed acts of vandalism in relation to our material and cultural monuments. The collected facts about war crimes in Armenia provide sufficient grounds for filing lawsuits against this country in international courts. Concrete steps have already been taken in this direction. Our plans are to bring the case against Armenia to international courts. Naturally, we will do this, and foreign experts will help us with this. Armenia and its foreign partners who illegally exploited our natural resources will face an international court. After the historic victory in the 44-day patriotic war, the atrocities of Armenians in the now liberated territories were seen by the whole world, and Azerbaijan's fair position is finding increasing support on international platforms. At the meeting of the International Court of Justice on December 7th, a corresponding decision was made. The absurd accusations of Armenia against Azerbaijan were rejected. Thus, the International Court of Justice did not satisfy Armenia's demand for the immediate return of the prisoners of war, which was its main demand and goal, did not satisfy the demand of Armenia to close the War Trophy Park in Baku, did not satisfy the claim of Armenia on the improper investigation by Azerbaijan of alleged war crimes against Armenians. The court ruled on the need for Armenia to take urgent measures against groups and individuals making calls of a violent nature on ethnic grounds. Azerbaijan welcomes this decision of the International Court of Justice against Armenia and calls for its immediate implementation, and the provision of minefield maps by Yerevan to Azerbaijan with a very low accuracy rate just a few days before the decision of the International Court of Justice in fact can be understood as an evasion of responsibility before the court. Defeated in the 44-day war, Armenia will also be held accountable for its criminal acts. Armenia was defeated on the battlefield and Azerbaijan put an end to the occupation. For almost 30 years, Armenia held 20% of the territory of our country under occupation. The occupation was accompanied by war crimes and crimes against humanity. The latest decision of the International Court also indicates that Armenia will be punished for its war crimes.
In order to bring Armenia to justice, the violations of international law committed by this country will be considered not only in the International Court of Justice of the United Nations, but also in other international structures. Deputy Foreign Minister Rövşən Məmmədov said this at a press conference on the rejection of Armenia's claims against Azerbaijan in the UN International Court of Justice. He recalled that first Azerbaijan applied to the European Court of Human Rights, after which Armenia also applied to the same instance. The Deputy Minister added that the processes in all international courts last for several years.
At the press conference on the rejection of Armenia's claim against Azerbaijan in the United Nations International Court of Justice, it was noted that during the period when the trial was going on, Armenia had insincere position on the issue of providing minefield maps to Azerbaijan. Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs Rövşən Məmmədov said that the Armenian side generally refused to comment on this issue. Only in June-July it set conditions that it would provide maps of minefields in the liberated Ağdam, Füzuli and Zangilan regions in exchange for the unconditional release of persons of Armenian origin detained in Azerbaijan and held accountable for committing various crimes, stated Deputy Minister. In fact, such a claim should have been considered inadmissible in accordance with the principles of humanitarian organizations. And Armenia's claim that the War Trophy Park in Baku is a manifestation of ethnic hatred against Armenian nation, presented in recent months with the help of pro-Armenian deputies in the parliaments of some countries, was considered unfounded due to specific arguments presented by the Azerbaijani side. According to the Deputy Minister, the trial detailed information was given regarding the essence, purpose of the park and the activities of the similar theme parks in other countries. In conclusion, the court completely rejected the claims of Armenia. The opening of this park is in no way associated with any ethnic hatred against the Armenian nation. Armenia's attempts to score political points in this way were unsuccessful, stressed Ilham Məmmədov. The claims of Armenia against the Armenian prisoners of war in Azerbaijan were also not satisfied by the International Court. Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs stated that the conditions of detention of the detained persons, all the indictments and decisions made were presented to the International Court of Justice. As a result, the main charges brought by Armenia against Azerbaijan at the current stage were completely rejected by the International Court of Justice. In addition, the International Court of Justice showed respect for the judicial system of Azerbaijan, the criminal procedural law, the processes being executed, and their results. That is, it did not interfere in these processes in any way, stated Ilham Məmmədov. The facts of cooperation of the military political leadership of Armenia with other military groups were also presented. According to Ilham Məmmədov, military organization called WOMA, other similar structures participated in joint exercises with the Ministry of Defense of Armenia. The Ministry of Defense awards them with diplomas and certificates. These facts were also submitted to the court. These are the groups that in social media come up with slogans that is necessary to wipe out Azerbaijanis and Turks as a nation from the face of the earth, and that is necessary to start military actions to return the allegedly occupied territories. Moreover, in February of this year, the well-known social network Twitter admitted that the Armenian government is conducting a coordinated campaign aimed at exacerbating ethnic divisions between Azerbaijanis and Armenians, stated representative of MFA. The opposing side continues to present certain issues to the public in a distorted forum. These attempts to score political points are familiar to us from the time of the Patriotic War.
Ombudsman of Azerbaijan, Sabine Aliyeva, commented on the decision of the International Court of Justice in The Hague on December 7th. It emphasized that this decision is important in terms of preventing violations of human rights and freedoms and ensuring peace in the region. Azerbaijan believes that effective measures will be taken within the international law for the immediate implementation of the decision of the International Court of Justice by Armenia. Foreign Minister Ceyhun Bayramov and Turkish Foreign Minister Mevlut Çavuşoğlu discussed the latest situation in the region, including the implementation of trilateral statements during phone conversation on December 8th. According to the press service of the ministry, the ministers exchanged views on the implementation of the cooperation platform in the 3+3 format with the participation of the countries of the region. The topic of discussion was also upcoming extraordinary meeting of the foreign ministers of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation in Pakistan. December 8th marks the 30th anniversary of Azerbaijan's membership in the OIC. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs issued a statement in this regard. The statement says that the development of relations and enhancing cooperation with an OIC among priority directions of Azerbaijan's foreign policy. For 30 years, our country, being an active member of the OIC, as well as Islamic World Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization, has initiated the establishment of new structures serving to strengthen Islamic solidarity, the OIC Youth Forum, the Labour Center, and the Association of Journalists. The statement also says that Azerbaijan highly appreciates the support of the OIC for the position of our country, which is based on international law in connection with the former Armenian-Azerbaijani conflict. The organization, with its public statements during the 44-day war, supported the fair position of Azerbaijan. The visit of the OIS contact group to the territories liberated from the occupation after the end of the conflict, acquaintance with the situation in the region, with the consequences of the illegal activities of Armenia purposefully carried out in these lands for many years, especially with acts of vandalism in relation to the Islamic heritage, play an exceptional role. That was all for today. Thank you for being with us and see you next time.